get to work. But it's Nehemiah 4, y'all. So this was around the time I was really thinking about giving up. I was feeling very defeated. Just felt like it was a lot of opposition, a lot of frustration. It was a lot coming up against me. And I always go to God's word when I'm going through anything. And I ask God to lead me in his word. And he led me to Nehemiah 4. And in Nehemiah 4, it's enemies opposing the rebuilding of the wall for God's children. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Sanballat was very angry when he learned that we were rebuilding the wall. He flew into a rage and mocked the Jews, saying in front of his friends and the Samaritan army officers, "What does this bunch of poor, feeble Jews think they're doing? Do they think they can build the wall in a single day by just offering a few sacrifices? Do they actually think Do they actually think they can make something of stones from a rubbish heap and charred ones at that?" Tobiah the Ammonite, who was standing beside him, remarked, "That stone wall would collapse if even a fox walked along the top of it." Then I prayed, "Hear us, our God, for we are being mocked. May their scoffing fall back on their own heads, and may they themselves become captives in a foreign land. Do not ignore their guilt. Do not blot out their sins, for they have provoked you to anger here in front of the builders." At last, the wall was completed to half its height around the entire city, for the people had worked with enthusiasm. But when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabs, Ammonites, and Ashdodites heard that the work was going ahead and that the gaps in the wall of Jerusalem were being repaired, they were furious. They all made plans to come and fight against Jerusalem and throw us into confusion. But we prayed to our God and guarded the city day and night to protect ourselves. Then the people of Judah began to complain. "The workers are getting tired, and there is so much rubble to be moved. Will we never be able to build the wall by ourselves?" And so oftentimes, y'all, we start off being very motivated. We start off with that business idea. We start off with that goal, right? Every new year, right? We start a goal, lose 20 pounds, stop watching so much TV, et cetera, whatever your goal was, right? And so we're doing good. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes to distract you. Somebody comes to throw you off. "Oh, you're not going to reach that goal. You're not going to make it," right? That's an enemy that's there to oppose you, to keep you from finishing what you plan to do. And for many of us as children of God, we will have enemies. They're coming to do what Satan comes to do: kill, steal, and destroy. And so when you keep pushing, when you keep climbing, and you're not giving up, they get angry. And so we see here that Sanballat was very angry when he learned that we were rebuilding the wall. When people see that you are striving, when people see that you're reaching your goals, you're not giving up, they become angry, especially when they're your enemy. So if they're not supporting you, they're against you, okay? He flew into a rage and he began to mock the Jews, okay? So now he's all about tearing them down. "Oh, you want to rebuild? Well, I'm here to tear you down. I'm here to make sure you don't finish. I'm here to make sure you stop. I'm here to make sure you give up," okay? And so he goes on to say, "What does this bunch of poor, feeble Jews think they're doing?" Okay. So he's downplaying them, calling them poor, right? Do they think they can build the wall in a single day? Do they think they can do this? And so there they go. Do they actually think they can make something of stone from a rubbish heap and charred ones at that? So they're downplaying the work of what they're doing. They're downplaying them. And all of us have dealt with that before. But see what they do. Did they combat them? No, they went into prayer. So it says here, "Then I prayed, 'Hear us, our God, for we are being mocked. May their scoffing fall back on their own heads, and may they themselves become captives in a foreign land. Do not ignore their guilt. Do not blot out their sins, for they have provoked you to anger here in front of the builders.'" So instead of combating them, they went into prayer. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to go into prayer and take it to God. Everything you're doing to me, I'm taking it back to God. Okay. And so at last, the wall was completed to half. So they were halfway done. Okay. But then something happened. Something shifted in them. They became tired. They started off with enthusiasm in the beginning. But when the enemies keep coming up against you, you do become tired. You feel like giving up. And so now they feel like they have to protect themselves. But we know that God is our protector. God is our defender. Okay. But oftentimes when we're going through struggles, we sometimes forget that. Okay. And so he says, "But we prayed to our God and guarded the city day and night to protect ourselves." I know for many times in the workplace, for me, that's where the most attacks came. And I felt like I had to protect myself. I had to defend myself when opposition was coming up against me, when they were trying to accuse me of things I didn't do in the workplace. But God was my defender. And I had forgot that. Okay. So it says here, the Jews who live near the enemy came and told us again and again, they will come from all directions and attack us. So oftentimes we find out, oh, she's gossiping about you. He talking about you. They're saying you're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. We're going to hear the gossip, but we have to ignore it. And we have to keep going forward. We have to finish the assignment. So whatever your goal is, you will have opposition. Whatever the goal is, you will have people coming up against you to say you can't do it. But you got to know that you can do it because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I'll see you on the next video.